My name is Eric. I'm CEO of Dot. So our company name Dot came from a Braille pin, Dot, that blind people, what material blind people read. So what we're making is really simple. We are right now making a Braille smartwatch, which is like an Apple Watch for the blind people. The reason that we start this project is really simple. 2 years ago, I was a student at the University of Washington, and at the local Christian community, one time I met a blind woman. At the time, she was reading really big, gigantic Braille book at the time, and so I started to ask something about what that is, and then few minutes later, I could realize that even like Bible, the small Bible book that we read, becomes a 22 Braille book after translation. So I was really surprised, and I asked her that, is there any like digitalized device that you guys use? And then she said, there's some, but for 20 years, the materials was same, the device was same, and then the price was really surprising for me. It was over $2,000 to $15,000. So I realized that not many blind people could access or afford those devices. So we found Dot, and we basically, what we aimed is we want to redefine the assistive device for the blind people. We want to make a smart device for the blind people, and it's much more affordable and much more cool than previous devices. So we are making a Braille smartwatch, as I mentioned, and it's $290. It's 90% cheaper than any other devices right now. And how it works is like an Apple Watch. You connect this device with your smartphone, and after that, the blind people can access Facebook feeds, Twitters, or emails on their wrist through changing Braille pins every time. The reason that we started from the watch is not simple. There's various considerations about why we are making it as a watch. The first reason is we wanted to make a mobile device. Right now on the market for the blind people, there are almost no mobile device. Existing devices are really big and bulky, and it looks same for 20 years because of the technology. So we innovated that technology, and we made it 90% smaller. So the most smallest device that we could make through this technology was watch. So that's the one point. And a lot of blind people having a hard time to find something when they put somewhere. They seeking by like touching. So we wanted to also make like wearable device they can always carry on. So we made the watch type. That's the second reason. The third reason that we made as a watch related with the Braille literacy. Right now there are 285 million visually impaired people all over the world, but more than 90% cannot access language, cannot read right now because of the expensive device and big volumes of the books. So only 1% of our book translated into the Braille books. What that means is every time we met blind people, 10 out of 9 didn't know about the Braille at all. And they had a worry, they had a kind of a scary feeling to start something new, because there's many alternatives like sound, but sound in many times like on the outside or in your workplace or when you study, there's many limitations when you're just listening something. But many people, because of the environment, they didn't know about the Braille at all, so they are worried about start something. But we found something through observing their behavior. But that was even blind people doesn't know about the Braille at all. They can recognize Braille numbers in 30 seconds. So they can just, even us can read Braille numbers in 30 seconds. It's really easy to feel. So on watch, you can start from numbers. So, and our devices we aim to make it affordable, so they can just, at $290, they can just buy devices and they can start to learn Braille by just accessing numbers, watching time, and and it's a small watch, so you can see Facebook feeds. So you can start little by little. So we wanted to make as entry device of the literacy. So that's why we made it as a watch. I think the start point is really simple. The first way is through referral. Someone can introduce you to those key people, and I think that's the most easiest way. So our investors and our core members have some relationships with Facebook and Google, so we definitely use the relationship to get introduced to them. And the second way of getting introduced by like Facebook, Google is, I think, through article. If you have like articles, this is really easy. If you have articles about certain topics, and if that's get famous, they're gonna see us and they're gonna contact you. So we got contact from Apple through like articles. And the third way is through like conference. So 2 weeks ago we went to the CSUN conference in San Diego, and that was the conference for like accessibility. So Google accessibility team was there, and then they were really impressed by our technology. So we started to talk about our, like co-work together. But the three things that I mentioned to you has a prerequisite. The prerequisite is, I think, it's just my opinion, but you gotta be number one in certain area, number one in certain topic or technology. We started from the device for the blind people. Because there was not many innovation in this field, our approach was get, noticed by those players, because it was kind of new and fresh. Smartwatch for the blind people never happened before. So, and also our technology are innovative enough to get their attentions and start working. So I think the most important part is you gotta be number one at least one topic. Since I started my first company in 21 years old, this is my officially third company, and unofficially it's fourth company. And I learned a lot. I don't think that my past experience are a failure. It's all about learning. So I think the first advice that I would give, Steve Jobs also did the same thing to me. Start early is the most, I think, important part, because if you start early, you don't have any risk to take. So I think start early makes you have advantage. And I could see the same scenario from other founders, like Drew Houston from Dropbox. He did like several startups before Dropbox. And like Travis Kalanick from Uber, he also did several startups before the Uber. So I think as an entrepreneur, you learn by doing it. So there's no way that you can study before you actually doing it. So start first is really important key. And the second advice that I would like to give is, this is what I realized after my second startup. start right is really important. So if you do a startup, if you are on it, anyway it goes. So for example, you start something without many considerations or many research. Anyway, you start, so your careers start from there, and then you make like connections, you make a lot of execution based on your ideas. And if the start point is not right, if the direction is not right, always you can pivot from that point. But still, my case, I just start something, like what I give, like the first advice. But since I didn't do many consideration and research about that field, like after we launch, my last startup was Uber for truck. After we launched, it was successful. We got some tractions and stuff, but I don't have any passion about the moving industry, so I just cannot keep doing it. So, I think start something that you think as a real problem. Start something that you feel passionate about. Start something that you feel great by doing it. And you start something that you feel the value, real value of it. So I don't recommend just start something is the most important part, but I don't recommend just start company because you want to create company. I think that's not a right start point. At least you gotta think really carefully before you start. Why am I doing this? Why am I have a passion about it? Those kind of things will make directions much beautiful and make you go much farther than without consideration. I believe every company has a mission, and company exists to achieve that mission and create value and create profit, create jobs. But really foundation is about mission, right? So our company found based on the mission that for 285 million visually impaired people all over the world, we wanted to give the literacy back to them, and we wanted to give affordable options, accessible options to them, so that our next generations, our kids, even if they are blind or visually impaired people, we believe through our hands their option would be different than right now. So we are keep pursuing this vision. So right now we are in Kenya, we are at US, we are at the European market, we are at Saudi Arabia, we are at South America. So we are right now, DOT is creating value everywhere in the world. So first we will keep making innovative products like Dot Watch and Dot Pad, and through this device we hope we can achieve our mission that give literacy back to those millions of people and children, so that they can have enough opportunities and enough accessibilities like we do.
We need a technology that gives an equal opportunity and equal accessibility, so that minority people and disabled people can get help from it. I believe our generation has a responsibility to give them the same opportunity that we have now, so that they can dream about their future.